The world is waking up to the atrocities in Gaza, and this time, the condemnation is loud and clear. Cuban President Miguel Díaz-Canel has publicly denounced Israel's relentless assault on Palestinians, calling it what many hesitate to say, genocide. In a bold statement, he declared that Israel is exterminating the Palestinian people with total impunity, backed by none other than the United States. But is this just another diplomatic statement? Or does it mark a turning point in global resistance against Israel's crimes? Díaz-Canel did not hold back. He directly accused Israel of violating international humanitarian laws by targeting hospitals, refugee camps, and even UN facilities. His words were not just empty rhetoric. He was exposing Israel's brutal strategy of mass murder, a strategy that has continued for decades under the blind eye of the West. The Cuban president's condemnation goes beyond words. It signals a growing shift among nations that have long tolerated Israel's actions, but are now refusing to stay silent. Israel has always relied on U.S. protection to shield itself from accountability. No matter how many Palestinian lives are lost, Washington continues to supply weapons, veto UN resolutions, and block investigations into war crimes. But Cuba's stance is a direct challenge to this system of impunity. Díaz-Canel's call for justice is a reminder that Israel's crimes will not go unpunished forever. Meanwhile, Netanyahu finds himself in deeper trouble. The International Criminal Court has already issued arrest warrants for him and his defense minister, charging them with war crimes and crimes against humanity. And now, with Cuba openly denouncing Israel's actions, the pressure is mounting. The genocide case at the International Court of Justice is gaining momentum, and the world is beginning to see through Israel's propaganda. For decades, Israel has used the same excuse: self-defense. But how do you justify bombing hospitals, killing women and children, and displacing millions? How do you claim self-defense when you hold an entire population under siege, denying them food, water, and medical aid? Díaz-Canel's words cut through these lies, exposing the reality Israel desperately tries to hide. The Cuban leader's stance is not just about solidarity with Palestine, it's about exposing the hypocrisy of the so-called democratic world. The United States, which claims to champion human rights, is the very reason Israel can commit war crimes without consequences. Every missile that destroys a Palestinian home, every bullet that kills a child, every airstrike that wipes out entire families, it all happens with American support. Cuba's condemnation is significant because it reminds the world that silence equals complicity. And while many Western nations continue to ignore Israel's crimes, voices like Díaz-Canel's are growing louder. The world is no longer buying the false narrative of Israel as a victim. The truth is out, and Netanyahu's government can no longer hide behind U.S. protection forever. The question now is, will other countries follow Cuba's lead? Will more nations stand up and call out Israel for what it is? A brutal apartheid regime committing genocide? Or will they continue to turn a blind eye while Palestine is wiped off the map? Let us know in the comments. Do you think Cuba's strong stance will influence other countries to take action? Will Netanyahu finally face justice? Share your thoughts below.